y'all doing, everybody? It's been a minute since we talked about this, since we talked about put a ring on it, but we back. It's been a minute, but we're back. So welcome everybody. It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today with another video. And this video is none other than Put a Ring on It Season 4, Episode 1. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say this is that I'm very happy that Dr. Ponytail is gone because y'all know if y'all watched any of my older put a ring on it, put a ring on the reviews, I honestly thought that Dr. Ponytail was an agent of chaos sent from the enemy. Okay. I believe that she was not trying to help anybody's relationship. I believe that she was solely trying to destroy relationships, and that be it. And I find it quite funny how she's not here no more after, Shorty from last season put out all of those allegations that she just ignored all the abuse, quote unquote, that she was, having to deal with. But, that's besides the point. So, first thing first, we have a new doctor who's here. Her name is Dr. Stacy. Dr. Stacy tells us she a little old Southern girl from Tennessee. Her mom ended up passing at the age of 56, and that really sparked her to want to get into the realm of relationship counseling and stuff like that, because when her mom apparently passed, she was in the midst of a divorce, and she told her daughter and her son that the last thing that she wanted to do was show them that Black love exists and that it is something that can be created. And I thought that was like really touching, because I was like, it has some emotional attachment to make you want to do this. So it drives the passion of you doing this even more. And when she said that she's trying to maximize Black love, I really stood. I was like, okay, I can stand behind sis. Dr. Ponytail, that was another thing, but this is different. But so we are now introduced to three new couples. Now, y'all already know I my heart is a little broken because I really ended up loving loving Shay and Fonzo last season. Like towards the ending of the season, I really started to like Shay. Cause I used to always do my little Shay impressions like Fonzo. I love, but the thing is, all we did for real is change the names and the faces, but the personalities are the same. So first up, we have Chance and Dunbar. So they've been together for 1 year, right? And they ended up meeting on a rooftop, and they hit it off with what they say immediately. But the thing is, he didn't let her know that he was an NFL player because he didn't want her to know that he got that money. He wanted to know if she was in it because she liked him. Eventually she had to get some type of appendix surgery, and he was really there for her through that, and that really helped mold them together. But the issue that they have is him saying that he wants her to be trained and domesticated. Basically what he's saying is that she's a city girl. She likes to go out, she likes to have fun, she likes to go to the club, and he wants somebody that's a homebody. And he wants foot rubs, smells around the house, and I'm not nasty smells, like good fragrant scents and stuff like that. And she says, "But I do rub your feet, and I do put candles around the house when you come home." I was like, this is definitely giving Fonzo and Shay, not by the relationship dynamic, but by the personalities. Like, obviously Dunbar is a very big alpha male, and he is more on the traditional mindset. And I feel that what he's done, he went to basically tame Chance. And Chance, let me show. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Let me show y'all the photos. By the way, I got them. I got everything ready for y'all. What you know about this? Huh? Bam. So this is Chance to the left and Dunbar to the right. Chance is gorgeous. My God. Chance, the face card is never going to decline. And I think her partner is very handsome too. Very bald-headed man, handsome, alpha male. But I think they have really good chemistry. But I'm just gonna be honest with y'all here, and I'm just gonna say this: I don't think they need to be on this show. Like, in my opinion, I don't really feel that they exhibit any type of, well, at least it's only the first episode, of course, because we're going to get to see more apparently. But I'm saying from what I see, it seems that they have a good relationship. It seems that he just want her to be a little bit more domesticated, but other than that, they cool. She can respect his household, he respects her. Apparently they have a really good, sexual chemistry. I'm still trying to understand why is it that they're there. And I'm a low key part of me wants to believe that they're there to try to get attention, because all throughout this episode, neither one of them were very serious about any of this stuff that was going on. Right? So at this point, we kind of establish when we're talking to Dr. Stacy that, Dunbar is a hunter. He likes to go out, seek the woman, tame her, put her in the home, wrap her up, and hang her up on the wall and stuff like that. And they have two completely different ways of communicating. But what Dr. Stacy says, she was like, "Can I be honest with y'all?" And they says, "Okay, go ahead, be honest." And she says, "See, you got your way and he got his way. What y'all need to do is put these ways together." And I was like, "Well, Stacy, that was like, duh." I was like, "Isn't that what this all is about? Like, compromising and getting onto one page to become one body under God." I like, at least that was what I imagined, but I guess I'm liking Stacy more, but I'm just like, if you just gonna be stating stuff that's obvious, then what we need to do is delve in a little bit deeper under the crust of what's going on, because it's something here. A low-key part of me feels that, that Dunbar is an alpha dominant male who is very misogynistic. But the thing is, he's with a woman who seems to like that. So it doesn't really seem as if it's an issue, but it is a personality quirk that may be viewed as negative. But let's move on. So now we have Joya and Jasha. They've been together for 2 years, y'all. I don't really know how they met. I don't really remember them saying how they met with each other. But what I did hear, she said that Jasha is funny and charismatic. They love to travel. She wants marriage and children, and her desires to have a baby is non-negotiable. She wants to start baby making by next year, apparently. But the thing is, you can tell that Jasha does not really want that life. You can tell that Jasha wants her, but it's the issue that Jasha does not want basically to settle down at this moment. And I feel that Joya already knows the answer to her question, whereas saying, if you're not serious and you don't desire having a baby like I do, then this is not going to work. Obviously he doesn't, because you're sitting here crying, y'all are on a show, you have to force him to date other people to try to get him to want to have a child with you. At this point, sis, it's a little bit too much. You should just go and do your own thing. But I think that she loves, and the attraction between, her and Jasha keeps them there. This is very reminiscent of Charlena and Otis from last season. Very reminiscent. And I just have an issue with this. I don't really like the whole thing where men can basically waste your time and date you for X amount of years without wanting to marry you and settle down. And I just wonder, like, what is that about? A part of me feels that they truthfully feel like something better is out there, and you're just a placeholder for the moment. And this is coming from a male perspective, because that would be the only reason that I would not want to marry somebody that I say I'm in love with. If I truthfully knew that they weren't the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with and raise a child with, but they were simply a placeholder until I found that person, I would just keep them at bay until I'm ready to marry somebody else. And I feel that maybe that's what Jasha's doing. I don't want to, like, I don't want to assume beforehand, because like I said, this is the first episode, but that's just my own personal opinion. If a man does not want to basically, marry you after 2 or 3 years of y'all being together, he does not think of you as the one, and he's truthfully not ready to settle down, and you're just going to be a placeholder or somebody he could just walk all over until he either is ready to like marry you after, he lives out his wild life in his youth, or until he finds something better to leave you for. But I wish them the best. But the next couple that we have, y'all, is Catherine and Ricky. Now, Catherine and Ricky, they met at a tailgate party. But soon after that, she had to move out of town because she had to go take care of her grandmother who had fallen ill because the grandmother had apparently raised her. Now, throughout all of this time, her and Ricky were not able to like get a relationship going long distance because that's not something that Ricky wanted. And that really pointed out to me because she made sure to state that it was something that he did not want. So it's something that she was possibly open to, but not something that he was open to. But I can understand because if you view physical touch or time and stuff like that as your main love languages, having a long distance relationship can be a little bit difficult. But if you love the person enough and you truthfully want to spend the rest of your life with this person, I would just imagine that distance wouldn't matter you know but it is what it is. So let's get a little bit deeper. So while she was taking care of the grandmama, eventually Ricky had called her, tried to reconnect with her and tell her that he wants her to move back and move in with him. So that's exactly what she did. The thing is that Catherine wants a marriage. Catherine wants sanctity. Catherine wants a foundation under God. But Ricky is not trying to do that because Ricky says that he's been married before and that the last marriage that he went through was very tumultuous and very, hard mentally to deal with. Now he is kind of nervous to get married again. But the thing is, it's kind of weird for you to like bring this lady into your home to just be just around. Like, aren't you like if she's living with you at this point, what's the difference? Just commit to her. Like what are you waiting for? And I was like, you're so funny looking. Like, I'm surprised that you're even out here, like that you're even out here trying to pause on it. Like, do you see yourself, Ricky? Obviously, Ricky and Catherine are the shorty, the shorty and the homeless guy from last season. Always forget his name. But yeah, so I think it's quite odd that you want this woman to move in with you, have access to her, to have sex with her all of these times, and you want her to have the functions of a wife, but you don't want her to be your wife. And once again, that makes me go right back to Chance and Dunbar because Dunbar is ready for marriage. Dunbar is ready to put a ring on it. Chance seems that she's open to putting a ring on it. I'm confused on why they're there. Also, let me go through and show y'all who's who. So this is Jasha and Joya. Jasha fine, y'all. I'm just gonna say it. Jasha fine. Jasha, baby. Jasha is fine. I can't hold you. But Joya fine too. That look, if y'all ever need it, let me keep my thoughts to myself. But the next couple, let me see if we have a photo of them. I don't think I do. I don't think I do have a photo of them together. But we'll see their photo later on as I get to the dates. All right, so now Dr. Stacy drops the bomb on them, right? Dr. Stacy drops the bomb and she says that y'all are about to date other people. All of a sudden, everybody's looking so shocked. And I'm just wondering, how are y'all shocked when y'all signed up for this show? And y'all should already know as soon as taping begins, that's when the date's gonna start. But they're gonna start with the women first. The men all look like they're taking dumps inside their stomachs at the moment because I don't know whether I don't understand why y'all are so bothered by the dates when y'all signed up for this. It low-key makes me feel that y'all know that one, your partner can't be trusted, or two, that there's somebody that can treat your partner better than you can treat them. To me, those are the only two things. The insecurity lets me know that y'all know that y'all are not doing something that y'all are supposed to do, right? But let's move on. So the first thing that we see Dunbar, Dunbar, Chance. they're trying to go over boundaries. He's setting the boundaries. He's letting Chance know exactly what he expects of her on this day, and she's saying, okay, no problem. So then they hear a knock at the door. It's Phil. So Phil is going to be picking up Chance. Phil is 33 years old. He says he got a good job, and he says, if a woman miss me, they missing a catch, period. And I'm not really sure what he does, but it's all right. I was like, okay, Phil is a okay looking guy. I'm not, I'm not mad at it. But as soon as Phil and Dunbar meet, Dunbar is literally sunning this man. Dunbar literally begins antagonizing him. He asks this man, why your pants so tight, son? Why why your pants hanging off your tail, son? He's talking about like these little clown shoes you got on, son. Like I was like, why is he talking to this man like he old enough to be this man daddy? How old is Dunbar again? Dunbar is literally not taking this seriously. He is literally trolling. And Chance is literally trying to hold back laughter as why he's trolling. And like I said, I don't know how serious they are about this, but it's giving it they're here just to get camera time. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. But he even then as they're sitting down, he asks Phil, do you know your daddy? Do you know your mama? And I was like, good, like these questions are kind of offensive. Then he says, let me go put on my queen's shoes. So he tells Chance to sit down, and Dunbar goes to put on her shoes. Now at this point, before they leave, he was like, brother, let's pray because y'all are all handsome and beautiful black people going on a date. Let's pray together. So then he says this. He says, baby, hold my heart. Hold my heart. So she gets behind him and puts her hands on his heart. And then he was like, hold my hands, young man. And he was like, God, I just want you to cover my queen in protection today as she's going on this date. But honestly, God, as we have hands to pray, we also have hands for ass whoopings. So please, God, let him know that if something goes wrong on this day, my hands won't just be for praying, they'll be for ass whooping. And I'm just like, see, we don't play about God. I'm gonna need you to stop playing. This is not a game, Dunbar. Don't be playing. And something. It was I forgot. It was a TV show. Like I think it was Flavor of Love, where like there was like this kind of prayer by Safari when she was like when she beat that girl with the after that girl hit her with them flowers. Don't be hitting me with flowers. And she was like, God, please protect me from beating this girl's ass. And then the girl was talking and she was like, don't be interrupting my prayer before God directs me to whoop your. And I'm just like, these are jokes. These are jokes. So next we skip to Jasha, Kyle, and Joya. So Jasha and Joya are talking. So Joya asks Jasha, does he have any boundaries? He says no. He was like, just let it, just let it manifest. At the end of the day, just like we ended up, meshing together. If what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. And I was just thinking, like, does he even care about this lady? I was like, now you can have love for somebody. You could really love to be around somebody, but do you really care about losing them that much? Or like, because at this point, he was not saying, I don't want you touching nobody, I don't want you kissing on nobody or anything like that. It's almost like he was just saying, just do whatever you want to do. And I was just really shocked by that. I was like, do they have like an open relationship? Are they swingers? Like I kind of get swinging energy from them. I kind of get like they kind of like to have, threesomes and stuff probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But I was just shocked that Jasha really said that. But I know as much as Otis said the same thing, that Jasha is going to have an issue when things happen and he's going to take a petty approach to this. I feel that partially he was saying that he didn't care or that she can do whatever she wanted to do because he was trying to seem cool about it. He didn't want her to see that he was pressed. But internally, I can see that he was pressed as soon as he saw Kyle, because Kyle came in the door. Kyle came in the door on 100, baby. Kyle came in the door with his alpha male energy on 100%. He was literally trolling Jaysha. Jaysha was still calm. Jaysha didn't really care that much. Jaysha has a soft, quiet, hard masculinity, if that makes any sense. Like, it's quiet, it's still, it's not braggadocious, but you can tell that it's there, you know. But the next people that we're gonna go to is going to be Catherine, Ricky, and Keith. I think his name is Keith. No, no, no. His name is not Keith. His name is Mark. So Mark is 33 from the ATL. He's an IT recruiter. And at this point, Ricky, one thing I did catch is when he came into the house, he was like, "Wait, I'm not going on a date with you, right?" And he was like, "Oh no." He was like, "Oh, I had to ask because you know where we at." And I was like, "Oh, because y'all in Atlanta." I love how he like just let that drop in there. But I definitely get it, Chuck. You never know. You never know. But one thing OWN don't support is gay relationships. You will never see that on this channel. Okay, so you have nothing to worry about, Mr. Mark. All right, so while Catherine is getting herself ready, Ricky is saying, I hope y'all have a beautiful time, take her out, get her something, because it's been a minute since I did. He was like, "So you ain't took her out in a minute?" Right as he knew what he said out loud, he realized that he sounded completely stupid, and that he is basically giving the man a green light to, to treat his woman better than he's ever treated her. So then he was like, "Oh, no, we do go out a lot. I'm just saying it's just been a minute." I was like, that is literally a contradiction. Either you've been taking her out or you haven't taken her out at all. I was like, y'all, I do not like Ricky, and Catherine can do so much better. Ricky is literally a crusty hood rat. And I don't think that she deserves this. She deserves something more. And I'm definitely here for Mark and her's chemistry, so let's continue this on. So now we're on the dates, right? So for the dates, we go to Chance and Phil. So Chance wants to know why Phil is single. Phil just says, I've been dating, but nothing just stuck. And I was like, that's not really answering. What does that mean? Nothing stuck. I was like, if you're such a catch, you should be able to find a woman that will catch you. I was like, are you cheating? Like, what's going on? But then he goes on to say he's a photographer. And I was like, oh, so he broke. Got it. Because I never heard of him. But I don't want to just sit here and try to claim that, he ain't got no money, because he probably could. But I just know most photographers I know, unless they getting huge bookings, are broke. But, I don't think he has the money to compare to Dunbar. I'm just going to be real about it. But the next thing that we see is, Chance is cool as hell. Chance has a really cool personality. Her and Phil are able to joke off of one another, but you can kind of tell that she does not really feel anything for him romantically. She's keeping everything platonic, playful, charismatic, but not nothing that can be deemed inappropriate or make her feel that a second date is gonna happen. Like this date was something where you could see chemistry between the two, but you just know that it was not gonna be another date after this. And I would not be surprised if they don't have another date. I'm gonna just say that. And I'm just saying that I really don't believe that Chance and Dunbar are really here for the right reasons. I'm just gonna be. I like them both. I like their personalities. Although Dunbar is a male chauvinist, I don't think that he means any harm. I don't really think that he just has a traditional mindset. But it's yeah. But Chance begins to open up during this date. She says that, she is from Chicago, and she told him this because he said that he peeped the accent from her. And she was like, "Oh, you got a little, you hear an accent," and she loves that, because one thing Chicago people love to do is tell you they're from Chicago, Chad. So she was very proud to say, I'm from Chicago. My mom passed away when I was 8, and you could kind of see layers, peeling back, and she was getting vulnerable, and he was really hearing her out, and you could see that there could possibly be some chemistry there. But like I said, I don't really feel that Chance is serious about this. I don't know why she's doing this, because her man wants to marry her and she looks like she wants to marry him. and they don't really seem that they have any like personality tribes against one another. So I'm not really understanding what their issue is and why they're here. You know, but he says, he asks her what she's looking for. She says, I want a good guy. So he begins to I'm a good guy or whatever like that. So he's saying he's a good guy. Then he also brings up the fact that both of them have hair and Dunbar doesn't. I was like, Dunbar may not have hair, but I'm pretty sure Dunbar has a bigger bank account. All right, let's not. I was like, let's not bald shame. Let's not don't do that. Okay, don't do that. All right. So next we see Catherine and Mark on their date. And this is when I realized that, Catherine should definitely go on a second date with him, because the way that they were hitting it off really made me feel that Catherine is not getting what she deserves. The way that she was smiling, the way that she was being attended to during this, I can kind of tell that, Ricky has gotten very comfortable. He's not doing the things that he needs to do, and he is just giving her the bare minimum. She's accepting of it now, but she begins the date off and she says, I want to tell you I appreciate the flowers. And he was like, it's nothing, the little things, I love to do that. So she asks him, are you single? And he says, yeah. He was like, the only thing that's in my bed with me and my two body pillows on each side of me. He asks, are you single? And she giggles. She was like, I'm not single. Like, stop asking me that. I'm not. So she's just giggling from it's like a little schoolgirl or whatnot, y'all. But he says he's been single for over a year. He says that he had an ex-wife and he has one son with the ex-wife, but he says that he should have never, been with her. But that relationship had taught him a lot about himself and about what he wants and about what he needs. And, through counseling, he's really tried to become a better man, right? Then we also know that, he says that his son also likes to do a lot of gaming too. Like his son, so he don't have to worry about his son, like, being out in these streets, because his son is in the house playing a PS4. And then she says, oh, I'm a gamer too. And he was like, oh, you are? And then she was like, oh yeah, I got my PS4 at the house. And he's like, you really baiting. Like they have very good chemistry and they look like they could be a very cute professional couple. Like he's an IT recruiter. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm pretty sure that means that he hires people for an IT tech company, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so it seems that they have really good chemistry, and I really did love how they connected, and I really hope that she gives this date another chance as well. You deserve to go on another date with him, Catherine. And Catherine, I really hope that in the midst of this process, and I'm saying this straight to you, baby, I'm hoping that you're really taking this process seriously and you're really looking at these men as being other options for you. Because I'm seeing that, Ricky has gotten complacent. He's not treating you and honoring you the way you deserve to be treated. And if you could find a man who can do those things for you at the moment, then you should go about and go find those men and go explore the opportunities. Do not sit and lay dormant because you're used to something. I notice that a lot of women do that. They stay in a relationship because they put a lot of time into it. Although they know it's not going anywhere, it's stagnant, and the person is not treating them the way that they deserve to be treated. They stay because they just put a lot of time into it. And I'm saying now you have the opportunity to go after other connections, go after things that really make you happy. And I don't just use this as a way to make him jealous to where he wants to propose, because as at the end of the day, his heart is not in it. You feel me, Catherine? So what I'm saying is like really take this seriously and really try to see if you could find something with these other guys, because Ricky is not the one for you. And I can tell you that right now. You're way too good for him. Way too good. Way too good. But let's move on. So now we're at I think we're at what wait. Let me see. I don't think I uploaded the photos, but it's whatever. I can just go off my own memory. Next we have, Kyle and I'm gonna go back to this photo, you guys. We have Kyle and Joya. They have really good chemistry. Kyle is very dominant. Kyle is very straightforward. He was like, let me sit my wife down And she was like, "Oh my God, that's a lot." But he's so funny. And she reminds me so much of Charlena from last season, like so much. I was like, she's gonna be a mess. This girl is gonna be a mess. She's very childlike. Anyway, but he sits down, he begins, to, flirt with her, talk to her, give her the one and two. And he says that he cooks, he loves picnics, right? And this is something that she loves because she's always been asking, Jasha to take her on a picnic date, but he still hasn't. Maybe because he's still waiting to go with the flow. At the end of the day, if a man is not giving you the things that you want to get, that you want to have, or and just telling you to go with the flow on things, I'm trying to tell you, he does not see it for you. And that does not mean that he's a bad guy necessarily. I guess I have to take that back, because any man that's not going to tell you the truth and tell you what they really feel and tell you it, so you can stop wasting your time is it's a piece of crap. But like, at this point, he don't even want to take you on a picnic date, sis. But Kyle asks Joya where she sees herself in 5 years. She says commitment, partnership, children. And I was like, so are y'all not in a committed relationship now? Like, this is what I'm confused about. Are like they in an open relationship? Like, is this polyamorous? Like, what is this? Because I remember when she asked him about the boundaries, Jason seemed like he really didn't care at all. So I just want to know what this relationship gives, because what I see is that he truthfully is not really bothered, and he's truthfully not really moved to like do things for her. He just seems that he's also very complacent, and he's very comfortable where he's at with her in life right now. He does not want to move to another level. And I think that Joya knows that, but Joya doesn't want to come to the realization that she's going to have to move on from him, because he has so many good qualities. He's nice, he's handsome, he's kind, he's charismatic. He just don't want no kids, and he doesn't want strong commitment. But like, you got to understand, if this is something that you really feel is a non-negotiable, you have to have that self-respect about yourself to understand what you need and what you want to have. Because if you continue this on, baby, what's going to happen is you're going to be with Jasha years from now, still not getting the things that you want, and then you're going to build resentment, and then you guys are going to hate each other, and then you would have realized after all of that you wasted your time. Don't waste y'all time, okay? Don't waste your time. All right. So she asked him, like, so Joya asked Kyle, does he have any kids? He was like, oh yes, I have one biological son. Do you know I have 4 other kids? And she was like, oh, so you have with different mothers? And she was like, no, the last woman I was with, we created a son together, but she had 4 other kids, whose dad passed. So I still take care of them, and I still, watch over them, and I care for them like they're my own. And she's just very smitten by that. She's like, wow, that's beautiful. And I'm just like, something about Kyle does not rub me the right way. I can understand it. I don't know. I don't know if it's me, but does Kyle give you a little bit of how you doing? Or is it just me? Man, I don't know, but it is what it is. But Kyle is eating something, and then Joy says, oh my God, you have something on your lip. He says, oh, let me get it. And she was like, oh, you didn't get it. Let me get it for you. So she dabs his lip. And then he was like, I want some joy on my lip. And I'm just like, oh, Lord Jesus, he's a little bit too straightforward for me. I was like, he's doing a lot. He's very comfortable. All right. But, so that wraps up that date, child. So the next thing that we go to are the returns. So we see Dunbar opening up the door to see Chance and Phil coming. Phil is still standing in the doorway. I don't know why he's standing in the doorway. I was like, you're continuously giving Dunbar more ammunition to control the hell out of you. You should have just dropped this lady off, like play with his mind a bit. Say, we had a really good time. I hope to see you again. And like you could have did that, but you literally in the doorway looking like a goofball, and then this man just literally tells you to walk outside of his doorway and get in your car, go home. I was like, the embarrassment doesn't stop for Phil. Obviously, he's addicted to this stuff. He's a glutton for punishment. And like Dunbar at this point is about to dang near take Chance down right in the doorway. He's about to rip her clothes off. I was like, it must turn them on a little bit, the competition or whatever the case may be. Now let's get to Jaysha and Joya. Now, like, remind y'all, I said that Jaysha and Joya remind me of Otis and Charlena. Now, Jaysha is bothered, obviously, that she went on a date. He says that she's been gone for a while, and this is when Joya takes the time to push his buttons and try to twist the knife in a little bit more, and she begins to overshare. She was like, "Okay, it's something I gotta tell you, but you I just got to be honest." So he had a little crumb on his lip, and I tapped it for him. And she was like, "On the first," and he's like, "On the first date?" Like, that's kind of nurturing on the first date. And he was like, if a woman did that, she was like, if a woman did that for you, I wouldn't be upset, because I would want my man to not walk around with stuff in his beard. And then she says, and he also kissed my hand. And she was like, "Oh, so he's trying to be a gentleman. Okay." So she was like, "I guess I'll kiss the hand of the woman I go on a date with." And she was like, "See, but you got somebody at home." And I was like, "Well, Joya, why did you even tell him this? Like, you're telling him things that really don't matter." I was like, "Are you trying to make him jealous?" I was like, "Are you trying to get him upset? Are you trying to get?" I'm like, a part of me feels that what Joya is trying to do is trying to get him to come out of his comfortability and his calmness and show some type of anger or some type of bother on her behalf. She wants to see him get out of line because of her honor, whatever the case may be. And he's not doing that. But she's definitely trying, and he's definitely bothered, but he's not going to let her know that. He's just going to continue to be chill about it. But she did say, if you didn't want any boundaries, you should have stayed. If you should be okay. But obviously you have some type of issues with the way that we reacted, with one another. But you said that you didn't want you didn't really care about having boundaries. So this is when Jason says, he only kissed the girl on the hand, and this is when Joya gets pissed off, and I'm just like, this reminds me so much of Charlena and Otis, and it's very repetitive, very childish, and I'm just over it, child. So now we all talking to Dr. Stacy. So now we're all updating her. She says first couple up to talk about the updates is going to be Chance and Dunbar. Chance basically says, "Child, Dunbar is acting a plumb fool during this whole thing. Tell her the prayer that you did." And then he tells her the prayer about how he was saying these hands could also whoop that ass. And then I don't know if they thought that Dr. Stacy was gonna like kiki with them, or whatever the case may be, but Dr. Stacy took this very seriously. But I also want to say one thing. One thing that was annoying me during this scene was Catherine and her laughing the whole time. Like, she was giggling a little bit too much for me. And I was like, you're laughing a little bit too much for you to not have been on a date since, Harriet Tubman made the Underground Railroad. I was like, yo, man, haven't taken you out, taking you on no dates, treated you like you was special. I was like, you need to pipe down with the laughs and giggles, man. Hold that in. Like, it's not that. I was like, it wasn't that funny to me. But I was, it's whatever. But I was like, man, you should really be laughing at yourself, because you were the man that you truthfully don't need to be with. But continue to laugh at Chance. All right. So next, like we said, so obviously at this part, we find out that Dunbar can be controlling, right? But then I feel that another thing that Dunbar and Chance are doing is trolling, and I think Dr. Stacy is picking up on it, because she's saying, like, this is not a game. Like, this is serious, and y'all not treating this process seriously. At the end of the day, he's like, he's up here saying, I control who my woman goes out with. I should be able to tell my woman who she can to go out with, and he was. Everybody was looking at him like, "Girl, what are you talking about? Like, she's her own person. You can't control nobody." And then at this point, Dr. Stacy is clocking the fact that he sounds controlling. And this is when Chance pipes up. Chance is very, very defensive over Dunbar. And she was like, he's not controlling. I'm not being controlled. It's his house, it's his rules. So I can understand that. And then she was saying, like, I believe that Dunbar is a king. Child, Dr. Stacy said a king doesn't disrespect other men. Boom. And I was like, woo, Chad. I was like, you better speak it, Stacy. Okay. And y'all, that was the episode for now. Okay. So I thank y'all all for watching. This was really fun. I can't wait till the next episode. I'm really loving these couples. I'm really loving to see the interaction. I'm very interested to see how next week is gonna go with Jasha and Joya because they are a mess. And it's very interesting. I'm very interested to see how Dunbar is gonna act on his day, right? But you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, like the video. I like the video. Okay, and I will be seeing y'all soon. Okay, peace.